Hello guys, today we're going to talk about a new feature, data groups. Data groups allow you to reuse and compose the data that goes into your ability system components. For example, let's say you have a NPC prefab and you have a few attributes, a few processors, a few abilities, but you also have a different NPC that shares basically the same attributes, but the only difference is that they have a few different abilities. Well, you'd have to add each attribute manually for each of them. That's not ideal. The best way to solve this is to have reusability. Is to have a reusable object that you can compose and build the data, the initial data of the ability system component. Okay, let's see how it works. You come to create gameplay ability system component. Let's say you have a player. Now I can just duplicate that and I have a NPC. These errors are telling us that we have empty group attributes in a few ability system component data. We cannot have that because the attribute is the most fundamental piece of the system. So let's go ahead and create an attribute. And also let's go ahead and create the rest of the things. Create attributes processors to put our clampers. And for last, the initial abilities that ask is going to have. Okay, so let's put one attribute here in this group. Let's make it health. Let's do initial value of 80 and a max health with initial value of 100. So when we put this group here, group attribute player, that's the group we just created, it will share the same attributes across different ability system components. If we go ahead and start the game, it's going to complain that we have no attributes because we have to put it here on the ability system component itself. So let's go over our prefabs again. The player prefab, I want the player data ask, and on the NPC, I want the NPC one. Okay, let's try that again. Wow, no error. And we have the attributes with the initial value that we just set up. Let's go to data groups again. This time let's put a ability, very simple one, just a poison ability. And I want this ability to be used only by the player. So I drag and drop. That ability group now will be initialized only for the player ask, but the NPC still has nothing to it. Let's go ahead. Okay, our player has a poison ability and the enemies, the NPCs have nothing. We can poison them all. Now you're going to see here that our health can go below 0. That's not what we usually want, so let's go ahead and put some clampers on it. Attribute processor, here it's important to use that little button down here, pretty much like you do with the gameplay effect scriptable object, because we have to define exactly the type of the clamper that we want to use, and it's a class that we have to instantiate. So here let's put a simple clamper, and if you can see that if you just add a new clamper here, this will be a abstract class. It's not gonna have an implementation of the things that we want. Okay, empty clamper. Let's clamp health. somewhere between 0 and 1000. Sounds good to me. Now that we have set up the clamper, I can poison myself as much as I want, and my health is not gonna go below 0, nor the health of anyone using the same clamper set, same clamper group. That covers data groups. They're basically containers for data that you can use, reuse, and compose to initialize your ability system components.